fan of Wallows.
We are doing a KRBE exclusive event with Wallows at the Rustic downtown on June the 28th. It is a special performance and a Q&A session. And if you've been waiting to get tickets, well, it's your first chance of the day. We do it many times. We do it at 8 a.m., we do it at 11 a.m., 2 p.m., 5 p.m., and 7 p.m. for your chance to get close to Wallows at the Rustic downtown. So this is your 8 o'clock chance, my friends. 713-390-KRBE, caller 10. You're on your way to Wallows at the Rustic
That'll
downtown.
be a lot of fun.
June the 28th.
It's time for the Roula round, table round, going round the table, round, round, the table.
KRBE. Yes, at the table right now.
You start at the table, the round chair, and it's going to spin and land on.
It's like a lazy Susan.
It's going to land on Ryan.
Okay, I wanted to start off with this. This is one of these instances where life just gave me like a little wake-up call. It was one of these things where I think I was probably being a little selfish, and I needed life to smack me upside the head and say, hey, life's not so bad, okay? So behind the scenes here, we've all got lives, and I have a cousin staying with me right now at my house. He's going through chemotherapy. He's from up in Pennsylvania. He came down. He's basically going to be living at my house for quite some time, and he goes to MD Anderson. So on Friday, I had a bunch of appointments, and all of a sudden I get a text like, hey, forgot my anti-rejection meds, because he'd had a liver transplant. Could you run him down to MD Anderson? And I'm like, oh, in my head, I'm like, oh, I didn't say anything. I'm like,
No, but
sure,
you're like,
of course I will be there. Of course.
Like,
Your family. But in my head, I'm thinking like, oh man, how am I going to make this appointment that I have at noon? There's no way. They're on opposite ends of the town. So I zipped back to my house. I got the meds and I zipped all the way down to MD Anderson. And I'm thinking to myself, oh, I'm never going to make this appointment. And I pull into MD, park the car. I come in the lobby and I see this woman and see the elevator's about ready to close. I ran, I stuck my arm in it, I held the door open.
Which is dangerous.
And
Yeah, didn't somebody lose their head like that downtown, unfortunately, in the medical center years ago?
Thank God my arm is still attached. But as I'm holding the door open, I see her walking in, and we're wearing masks. You need to wear masks right there to protect all these people. Their immune systems are compromised. Everybody wears a mask inside the hospital. And I see her come up to me, and I could just see that her eyes had been welled up with tears, and she just looked exhausted. And she's going to the same floor that I'm going to, which is where you receive the chemotherapy. And she just looked down at me, and I don't know what made me say this. I just looked at her, and I said, you know, it's going to be okay. And she looked at me and she goes, I just don't think I can take any more of this. And when I saw the look in her eyes, I'm like, I know this look. I've seen this look in the mirror. And I just came up to her and I said, look, you got this. You can do this. And she goes, you think? And I said, I've done it twice. And you are way stronger than I am. You look better than I do. And she just kind of collapsed and rested her head on my shoulder. And I walked her up to the desk and checked her in, and then I was able to deliver the anti-rejection drugs to my friend. And I just thought to myself, you selfish jerk, you were so concerned just about your own needs, and you were meant to be in that place at that moment, right there in time. You were meant to be there. And she started smiling, and then she came up to me and thanked me and said, it is going to be okay. And it's just one of those moments where I was thinking to myself, like,
How old was she? It's hard to tell with
maybe
chemo and stuff.
60. I don't know. Maybe she's just a little bit older.
Did she tell you what kind of cancer she had?
No. And that's a personal thing. You don't ask a person that question when they're going through it. You just.
Well, I just thought because you told her you had it twice and you got through it, you would at least ask her what kind she's battling.
That's up to her if she wants to tell me that. So, and it just made me realize that, my God, here I was like 1 hour ago thinking, oh, this is such an inconvenience in my head, and I got to do this and that. And I'm like, how am I going to get this stuff done for me? And then I realized that, wow, you just are so lucky and you're so blessed. I shouldn't even be here.
Well, and I think Ryan, anybody who goes to the medical center to see anybody going through treatment is going to have. You are not human if you do not have this epiphany. You are not human if you go to MD Anderson and you don't like we say this all the time on the Rule and Ryan show. Every morning we're just in here, just with some mics. It's like we're just a bunch of friends talking, and have a lot of people listening to us. But we don't know how many people are driving every day to the medical center because they themselves are the patient, or they're visiting a patient, or a family is hanging on for dear life, and they hope to God it goes the other way. So it is. You are not human if you don't feel like that, like grateful when you're out of there.
It's a reminder about like when you're in the grocery store. Somebody pisses you off because they stole a parking spot, or you're stuck in traffic. You just got to have that wake-up call and remember, life is pretty good, and you could be going through a lot worse. And,
It's good in theory, but we don't feel that way when we have road rage on 59.
It's really easy.
You know what I mean? A lot
it's
of people
really
forget
easy
that
to
part
forget that
when
message.
they're mad on I-10.
Sometimes I think it's good for you to kind of get mad and do those things because it means your life isn't that bad.
Yeah, exactly.
Because what Ryan's saying makes so much sense. But maybe these people doing these things, maybe if that's the worst thing in your life is someone cut you off, your life is not so damn hard.
It's not
that bad because there's a lot of people out there going through a lot worse.
So, I mean, I was on a high after that, and I felt like, I wish I'd gotten her name. I wish I'd gotten to know her a little bit more.
Now I'm feeling Ryan's going to be hanging out at the cancer center, just talking to people.
It does.
You should be like a cheerleader there.
Well, I did. Like when I was going through.
I look for people that need a little pick me up.
When I was going through cancer the second time, I saw a lot of husbands and wives coming into the waiting room, and they looked terrified. And I'd walk up to them and I'd say, "It's going to be okay. It really is. You're going to get through this." And I'm so glad to see two of you here because you can't go through this alone. You always need somebody with you.
When you see people by themselves.
And when I see people by themselves, that's when I really want to talk to them because you really need to have somebody in your life.
You know what? I guess I'm hardened now from losing people that I love to cancer that I'm very cautious to tell somebody. I want to give them encouraging words, but I don't know how bad it is for them. Mm-hmm. If you've been hit with a terminal thing and they're like, it's not going to be okay. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's kind of like when I met that man.
Because you live in the moment, Roula. You learn how to live. Like right now, my cousin who's living with me right now, he's facing insurmountable odds right now. And I've never met a more positive person. He inspires me. I see him and his attitude and what he's going through and never complains, never has a bad word to say about anything or anyone. And it inspires me.
I think that even with a terminal diagnosis, there is a way you could still battle it out to the end where, let's say they told you only had 3 months, but you made it for 11. Well, is that a W? It is for the extra months, but overall, that's why I'm always so cautious. Cancer and military veterans are two very tender topics for me because I met a guy years ago who said he cannot stand it when people tell him thanks for your service. Because he was in the military, because he's like, they have no idea what my job was. I was a sniper. You don't want to thank me for that job. I don't want to be thanked for that job. And after I met him, when he said that, I'm so cautious when I meet somebody in the military to say thanks for your service, because now I know not all of it was something you want to be thanked for. Same thing with cancer. I lost my sister-in-law to cancer. Hers was terminal, and there were times where you get frustrated because you go through so many ups and downs, and there were days where she's like, oh my God, if one more person asked me how I'm doing. Or I got this.
I don't think you have.
I don't think I got this. I don't got this.
Your sister and your best friend within a year.
Yes, within a year of each other from the same kind. Glioblastoma, the most devilish, hellish nightmare cancer ever. Well,
that's why I'm saying you don't ask a person what type of cancer they're going through. I just think that show a little kindness goes a long way, and you can make somebody's day.
I know it was round table, but now I can't follow that with my stories.
You got a story about underwear or something?
No, about honking horns, because I was thinking of I was just driving and I started thinking, somebody invented the horn on our car.
Look, I've done it myself.
Person was probably thinking, this is a great idea. This horn will keep people safe. They didn't realize.
I know the car's coming.
They didn't realize how many people started
kind of honk, Kevin,
killing people in road rage because of the horn. Mm-hmm. So the person that invented this thing back in the play that horn again. In the 1910s.
Jalopy from the 1910s.
But that's not the horn's problem.
Don't you have a jalopy horn like one of those like?
But that guy created something that was really ended up being. It's supposed to be used for good, and now it causes lots of death.
Oh my God!
Well, yeah, because it was originally.
But you have to honk when they're not doing it right.
It was originally conceived as a warning signal to prevent accidents from happening. Now we just do it because we're sitting at a stop sign and some jackass is on his cell phone not paying attention to the red light.
54% of us we do quick taps, and I think that's the way to do it.
Beep 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 beep.
It's that one when you hold it.
That's
you hold
the
it down,
jerk one.
You're a jerk.
Yeah.
No. You've
I
never
agree.
driven in Sharpstown on Bissonnette.
I agree with you, Kev. I agree with you.
Well, then you're stupid because I would not do that.
No,
Time.
you
Start
have
with the
to.
beep beep, and then go to the long one. You got to do the beep beep first, like a gentle.
If they don't
beep, beep,
respond to
and
the
then
beep beep.
8%
then
of
you
us
can,
do
like,
that.
Oh no, I'm afraid to. In Houston, Texas, you can get
Nope.
shot.
No, the most recent time I had to lay on the horn, the person, I was like, what is happening here? Like, why are you braking in the fast lane? There's nothing in front of you. What are you doing? And then they like move over, then they don't move over. They can't pick a lane. I'm like, I don't understand what's happening with you. You need to get off this freeway right now.
You're not
Learn
qualified.
how to drive. All right, coming up next, look at me now. 713-390-KRBE. Tell us a story about somebody who told you probably don't have the greatest odds in life of succeeding, whether it's being a bad student, you're never going to have a good job, odds are against you economically, nobody in your family has ever done anything, but you want to do it, and
your
you
dad
did
was
it.
Your dad was a bad father, and they were saying, "Oh, you're going to be just like your dad," and you proved
You're a
them
great
wrong.
dad.
You're a
Oh,
great
yeah.
dad. Yesterday, you got tons of gifts.
You broke
love.
the cycle.
Yeah, let's hear it.
713-390-KRBE. Look at me now. You're the star in the spotlight. Next on the Rule and Rain Show. Summer Monday. We usually like to do this in the 7 o'clock hour to see what kind of calls we get, but we're going to switch it up, do it in the 8 o'clock, give the 8 o'clockers a chance to shine.
Yep.
Tell us their inspirational stories. Jody is up first at 713-390-KRBE. Hello, Jody. Good morning. Welcome to the Rule and Ryan Show.
Hi, guys. How are you?
Hey, fantastic.
Hello. Okay, share with us a story. Is it about you or somebody you know?
It's about me.
Okay. What
All
happened?
about me. So I was a teen mom. I got pregnant with my son the summer before my senior year of high school.
Mm-hmm.
And, I knew that life was going to be really hard, starting it off that way. But long and short of it, I am a single mom of 3. And it took me 15 years, but I just finished my degree and graduated from the university on May 10th. And I am starting my new job today in Round Rock, Texas.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's a cute town.
What's
Congratulations.
the job? Jody, congratulations. What's the job? What field of work are you in?
So I am going to be a career specialist too for the Texas Workforce Commission. So I'm going to help people, with resumes, their skills.
Yeah.
I'm going to help them get into school.
Awesome.
This is real near and dear to my heart because without them, I would have never gotten through school. I would have never gotten the help I needed with childcare and my resume. And, they really did a lot. And I want to help people.
That's great.
That's
Especially
awesome.
young moms. There's nothing you can't do.
Well, right. I mean, a lot of people don't feel that way, though. When you're down the dumps, you're thinking there's nothing you can do.
Yep.
But it's a great message that you're going to
proved it.
give them. Is that a far commute for you, Jody? Where do you live that you're going to be working there?
So I live in Waco, and so I'm gonna get settled in my job. I have to be in this position for the first 6 months, but I'd like to move toward Round Rock because eventually I'm hoping to be working out of the main office, corporate office in Austin.
So are you getting us on the app, or how are you consuming our show? Because we don't reach all the way to Waco.
No. Your app, I turn you on every morning as soon as I get out of bed. I've been listening to you for over 20 years. Y'all are my go-to. I never miss a morning, ever.
Bravo.
Thank you.
I love to hear that,
Especially
Jody.
during the
Thank
summertime.
you. Thank you.
Yes.
I'm so
Yes,
glad. Are your
I
kids
love
going to be making
y'all.
the move with you now, your 3 kids, or is it like mommy's flying the nest now instead of the kids?
So my oldest is 20, and he's in college, and he's kind of on his own. And my 17-year-old just graduated from high school, and he's going straight to work, and he'll be working on the road. So when he turns 18 in July, so he's pretty much flying the nest, and it's just me and my daughter, and so she'll be making the move with me. She'll be 13 in July. So.
All right. Well, Jody, congratulations on
That's
your
awesome.
first great day at work. I'm so glad that you're excited, and I bet you're going to change a lot of people, make them smile, especially when they don't know what they're
Thank
doing.
you
Thanks for
so
staying with us.
much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Enjoy it.
All right, y'all.
Take care, honey.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. It's Look at Me Now here on the
Make
Rule
sure you
and
remember
Ryan
people's
Show.
names.
713-390-KRBE.
That
In
first
what
day when you
context?
meet people,
Oh, yeah.
and then it's like, oh crap.
At least they're like the three most important people around you.
Modern Family. I was watching that, and Phil, he goes, yeah, so his name's Carl. The way you remember it, you think of coral in the ocean. And he went through this whole thing, and he was like, hey, Carl. So, like, different ways. I don't know. I'm going to try to, like, it does.
Like
Then it was
mnemonic
Carl.
devices.
Exactly. That's what he was talking about. Yeah.
Carl Malone.
Carl.
Yeah.
Make me think of someone.
Allison, hi. Welcome to the Roula and Ryan Show and 104.1 KRB. You are on Look at Me Now.
Good morning.
Good
morning. Is this about you or somebody in your life?
This is about me.
Okay, what is the story? Let's hear it.
So starting at 16, I was a cocaine addict through the rest of high school. I was a budding alcoholic by the time I was 20.
Wow.
I worked through my addictions, eventually got through college, and now at 31, I've got 2 kids, and I'm a VP of a multi-billion-dollar company.
Yeah.
Way to go. Okay, I got to ask you, how did you clean up your act? Like, what was the
turning point,
motivation?
A lot of it, I had eventually kind of a breakdown in the bathroom of my parents' house.
Mm-hmm.
And I realized this is not the person that they raised, and I'm going to lose everything if I don't get it together.
Mm-hmm.
At what
so
age was that,
I
Allison?
didn't-
How old were you at that point for the breakdown?
I was about 23.
23,
Uh-huh.
okay.
Wow.
So did you go to your parents for help and say, I need rehab, or did you seek it out yourself? How'd you get clean?
I did it myself. I don't think I detoxed in the healthiest way. I did it on my own, and it was kind of scary for a long time. But I was able to get through it.
Wow.
you were
How
able
long
to
did
do
that
that.
take?
You did.
How long did that take?
A couple months.
And then
No relapses from that? Because they always say you go to those places.
A lot of times they
You
say
relapse.
you're going
Seems
to
like
do
3
rehab
times or
like
something.
3 times, yeah.
Did you have any of that happen or no?
Thankfully, drugs, no. Drinking, I've been able to kind of get myself back used to it, and socially. I've done a lot of work on myself and understanding where my addictions are coming from, what motivates it. A lot of it is the dopamine hits and just chasing those. So been working on finding more productive and healthier ways to achieve those and keep it in check.
Wow. And how long have you been the VP of this multi-billion-dollar company?
I just got it, so it's June, probably in April.
Wow.
I was a director before,
Congrats.
and then
What's that
got
feel like? Do you look in the mirror and go, I can't believe I'm in charge? Because I still think I'm a 12-year-old. Look in the mirror.
We do.
Like, I'm like, I
What are
can't.
they doing trusting me with this job?
Yeah. Do you do that, or do you
Yeah.
just like, hell no, I deserve this. I got this.
Oh no! Imposter syndrome, like nobody's business. People are emailing me and asking me questions about huge problems, and I don't know how I know it, but I figured it out. And a lot of it's asking my dad. My dad was an executive in oil, so asking him a lot of help. And like, what do I do? I don't understand.
That's cool.
Wow.
And the multi-billion-dollar is not like Chapo Industries or anything like that.
Yeah, what's the field of work?
Like a cartel?
Allison, what's the line of work of this industry?
It's in sales. It's in beauty.
It's in sales.
Okay.
Okay.
Good
Nice.
for you.
Well, it is a multi-billion-dollar company.
Yeah.
I'd be proud.
Congratulations.
Well, Allison, that's quite the story. I bet you could really share that with like high schools and stuff, and show people, hey, this is the bad road that I was on. If you get into this or you're in this, it could be really terrible. But I was able to turn it around. Not everybody can.
See, once again, it's another one of these situations where I
Thank
hear
you.
the person having to hit rock bottom before they can pull themselves up.
But she was hitting rock bottom at an early age.
Yeah.
Super
Yeah.
early.
16
No
years
kidding.
old to start.
Okay, just one more question for her. Hold on, let me go back real quick. Allison, let me ask you this question. You said you were addicted to cocaine at 16 years old. Where did that come from? Were you at a party somewhere and somebody said, "Hey, put this up your nose," or how did that start at 16?
I got in with a bad guy. Had a really bad boyfriend. He was a little bit older. He was, I think, 18 at the time.
Uh-huh.
And that's what him and his friends did. And I wanted to get the approval. I wanted the boy to like me. And it just kept going and snowballed. Forget the
How long until you got
Forget the fun. Yeah.
How long till you got him out of your life?
When I was about 18.
Okay,
That's
but-
awesome.
but the
So he
addiction-
was gone, but
the
the
addiction
damage
didn't
was
go
done.
away.
Yeah.
Wow, that's really a remarkable story, Allison. Bravo. Thank you so much for calling our show. Look at you now. Look at you now, Allison. All right, up next, Sandra's on the line at 713-390-KRBE. Look at me now. Let's hear your story, Sandra. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey,
Morning.
Sandra, what do you want to share with us this morning?
Well, 35 years old, divorced, with a job, hardly paying my bills. And I said, I got to do better. I got to do better. And I moved from Connecticut to Houston and plugged into my brother's businesses, and they were doing contracting. And I'm like, okay, I can do this. And 4 years later, I decided to just branch out on my own. And I said, I'll make it. And everyone told me, you're going to fail, Sandra. This is a man's world.
Ooh, yeah.
I said,
A man's world, what? Contractors.
Contractors, yeah.
Of what kind? Because there's all kinds of contractors.
A general.
You're talking about like
I'm a general contractor.
like building houses and stuff, like actual contractors. Okay, because I'm thinking contractors, like there's contractors for all these different fields.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
But
Like,
she's a
you're
general
talking about, yeah,
contractor.
general contractor. Yes, you're right. It is a male-dominated world. And people were telling you there's no way you're going to do it, Sandra?
There's no way you're going to fail. Think about your kids. I said, it's exactly what I'm doing, thinking about my kids.
And now you're prospering.
And did it just take one person to trust you and give you that shot?
Yes, it took me one person to trust me. And my first gig was renovating at 800 units.
Whoa.
Renovating 800 units
Apartment
of
complex.
an apartment complex.
Damn.
Yes.
And that took you to
I worked
rocket.
day and night, but I got it. I nailed it. And I will be 20 years in business January, and I couldn't be prouder.
Have yourself
And I haven't
flowers?
thought-
That is awesome.
Well, give yourself a plug,
Yeah.
woman. What's
Yeah,
this
what's the name?
woman-owned business where you get your house built or your place is
What's
renovated?
the name of the business?
Say it again.
What's the name of your business? We want to give you a free little plug.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it. Citywide General Contractors.
Citywide general contractors, and how do they reach out to you if they want a good, honest contractor?
They can call me at 281-642-8852.
281-642.
571-9572.
Wow, you have a lot of numbers. 281-642-8852, you said?
281-642-8852.
Yeah, 52. Okay, got it.
5-2.
Okay.
Sweet.
Got it. Well,
Someone wants
good
a-
for you,
I
Sandra.
love that.
I think Kevin needs one right now.
Yeah. Kevin needs some extra help.
Do main lines in the back.
That is a big deal world, renovators
Oh,
and
yeah.
contractors.
Mostly dudes.
Mostly
Could you imagine the
dudes.
pressure, though, all of a sudden?
90%.
Your first gig, oh, yeah, you're going to have to renovate 800 apartments.
It's awesome. Someone
my
believed in her.
That's a
God.
way to start it, though.
Yeah.
What is that phrase that came out about graduations? All it takes is one person to believe that you can.
Yep.
If you're going to be also if you're going to become a GC in Houston, learn Spanish. It will get you. It puts you leaps and bounds further than anyone else.
True.
Oh, I think so.
Well, thank you so much for your stories, guys. You guys brought it 8 o'clock. I love it.
Congratulations
Maybe
to all
you've
of
been
you.
inspired now and you want to call in. Well, now there's no time. So call the listener line. 713-278-VENT. That's the listener line number. Coming up next, Taylor Swift has, of course, lots of success. And she has spent 2 months on top of the Billboard 200 album chart for this last album. But is there trickery involved? How does somebody spend that long on one album? It's been done before, but there is a sinister way that people are saying it's happening. What's the scoop? Find out next on The Roula and Ryan Show.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Please welcome Roula and Ryan's Celebrity Scoop.
104.1 KRBE.
All right, my friends, we all know that the Eras Tour is a force of nature. There's no denying or debating that it is a successful tour of an artist who has figured out a way to celebrate every single song she's ever written and every single song she's ever performed, and then some, in front of millions and millions and millions of people. I've been to the Eras Tour. I thought it was a great time. I watched the Eras Tour movie. I think it's great. There's no debate there. If you're a fan or you're not a fan, you have to respect what she's doing. She's very smart business-wise, Taylor Swift is. And she's not the first person to try to repackage something that you've already put out a million times over. Off the air, we were saying how Kiss has been doing this for years. There are a lot of different people who have released music and then they re-release it. Oh, now it's the acoustic. What's my favorite acoustic song of all time? Hotel California by Eagles. Not the Eagles, we learned last week.
yeah,
It's Eagles. I think it's better than the original, only maybe because I was raised on that. I feel like I heard the acoustic more than I heard the original. I wasn't around for the
Well, a
original
lot of what
release.
they're doing now is they put out the super deluxe package where it's got like bonus tracks that weren't on the original one.
From
or
the vault.
Yeah, the vault.
Or they'll do the
What does vault look like?
newly remastered.
Or we're going to do we're going to be live at the Sphere in Vegas, and now that's another one that you can have.
Oh, they record that
so
for sure.
every artist has done this, but some are saying maybe Taylor's gone a little too far. She has released 34 different editions of her new album. 34, y'all.
What?
And somebody's like, sorry, you're trying to fleece your Swifties.
You know what? The hardcore
It's on
fans will buy
vinyl,
all
it's
of them.
digital, it's CD, it's even cassette. I even looked up the
Vinyl.
rundown of the 34 issues. The rundown of the 34 issues. So you know she has like the vinyl, and it comes with like a giant book that you can read through all the lyrics and the stories and whatever. So she's got so many different versions of that. The collector's edition deluxe with the manuscript. Then she got the collector's edition deluxe with the Bolter, the Black Dog, the Albatross, the manuscript that's the standard album, not the collector's.
you know what, Roula?
Standard and manuscript. Standard and But Daddy, I Love Him acoustic. Let me keep going, Ryan.
Oh, my
Standard
God.
and Fortnite. Target exclusive with the Albatross. Target exclusive with the Black Dog. Then there's the vinyls. Target exclusive vinyl. Then you've got more and more digital. You've got all this digital. The anthology, the standard album, the digital.
Yeah, thank you.
Live from Paris.
Nobody
Acoustic.
is forcing you to buy them all. You don't have to buy them. You don't want it, don't buy it.
And where are you
he's
playing
right.
the cassettes, guys? Where are you playing the cassettes? She's released it in cassette. Where?
You can even find a cassette.
Because cassette players have made
My
their way
parents
back.
still have a cassette.
No, like,
Do you
in the
remember?
minivan?
My
Still
mom's
runs?
car has
It's not
one,
in
Sam.
it is a huge sound system that has you can put the vinyl on top. Underneath it has two
You got the rack.
cassettes.
And it's working.
And then underneath of it has
player.
the CD player. I think it's like maybe a 6-disc.
They probably had that.
And they have
That's probably from like 1997.
wired speakers.
And you know
Like,
it's the same
yes.
CDs that have been in there for the last like
I
13
think it's
years.
like NSYNC and Christmas because my
is
mom likes to put it on
hilarious.
for Christmas. I'm sure there's Christmas in there.
But you know what? I mean, I get it
So
with
go to
with-
my parents' house.
With vinyl, vinyl made a resurgence years ago, and it actually outsells CDs
Well, I
now.
get that, but cassettes, come on.
Cassettes, it doesn't make sense.
Nobody
Vinyl-
wants to rewind that
Nope.
thing.
Vinyl has a good sound to it. It has a very distinctive, warm feel to it. Cassettes sound like crap. They never sounded
Well,
good.
even the vinyl, Ryan, you have a radio ear. That's what you're saying, warm sound. Let me tell you, the 16-year-olds buying a vinyl, they don't give two craps about
And
that.
also-
like, it's the vinyl, I got the
yeah,
vinyl.
but the vinyl's not the same as the vinyl it was back then. Now they do 180-gram vinyl, so it's a much thicker,
I don't know what
better.
that means, man.
But at the
weight
same
of the
time-
record-
Where's that nerd drop?
The frequency
weight of the
response,
record
it's not
is much heavier.
You don't have as big a frequency response off it. You can get lower and higher sounds off of a CD or digital. You can't get all those sounds out of a record. And plus, records are heavy. Let me tell you, as a DJ who spun in the 90s,
that
you
around. All those
don't want to
crates.
carry records
Did
ever
you buy
again.
those milk crates or did you steal them from?
You know what?
Because remember they would have the milk crates.
Yes, milk
They-
crates.
I actually had these cases, these like metal cases, which so heavy,
Oh.
but they're badass. You know, you can tumble them out of the back of a truck,
but they're so heavy.
Yeah, so you have a heavy case and heavy records.
You ever
I mean,
pull that
it is
out
pretty
to
amazing,
use?
Kev, when you think about the DJing days of the 90s.
Just to fake it though, do you already have your mix ready to go and you have?
Hell no!
Yeah,
I was-
tables to pretend.
You'd have them
Whatever the moves
organized.
struck.
I didn't do it on your level, but you'd have them organized by BPMs.
He's right about that. So the faster stuff and the slower stuff was all together, so you could mix right into one of those records.
So was there time, Kevin, where you're in a club and you're mixing and somebody actually gets a quote request in? Because DJs hate that. But if somebody came to you and said, you've got to play this for me, did you go flipping through all your crates? trying
You'd
to find
have
the
to
album?
go digging, because you have
Yeah.
to keep it by memory. Like where is that? Then you'd fly through, and then you'd pick it up and you tilt it to the side, and it kind of marks it. You pull
You
it
lift
out,
it out because you didn't want to
Yeah,
lose it.
so that
Tuck
you
it to
know
the
where
side.
it is.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Because in the years of KRBE live at the Roxy with the Beat, how many years do we run that game? How many years was the Beat live at the Roxy? From I think 97 to 2005 or something?
Yeah, and Mark D was definitely using
Mark
vinyl.
D had the crates, and I remember he would set up because as the jock that went live at 10, you had to be there by 9:30, and his setup with the door open, bringing in those crates, and they had to stack the crates a certain way, and he would do exactly what you're talking about. Those albums would be sticking out like dog ear pages,
And then
You know what I mean?
people would point to the album because that's a request. And be like, "What? Me, play that right now."
It was a harder job back then. A lot more
to 180.
movement.
No.
Anyway, so 34 different versions of Taylor Swift's album. How many did your kid buy or download? You don't even
Someone's
know.
calling you a hater.
Who, me?
Really?
I'm
You
just
sound like
reporting
a
the
hater.
I
story,
think
honey.
Roula's the most Swifty of us all.
That's
A
what
Taylor
Yeah.
hater? Is that a tater?
Nobody is forcing you to buy all this
There was a
stuff.
tater.
I
It's a
am
free
I'm the
world.
swiftiest person in the room. That
Dad
is for
joke.
sure.
Yeah, if I did that, he'd be all over me.
Time for the Roula and Ryan show on KRB.
You're a
Tater.
tater.
Oh, God, I'm afraid Eric's going to call me on this story. Okay, so in the city of Houston, you cannot park a 30-foot mobile home in a residential neighborhood. There are exceptions in the process if you're in the process of loading or unloading.
What?
But no RVs are allowed in neighborhoods. If it's
Okay,
over
let me
30
give you a
feet.
pointer on that.
I'm going to go to my ex-neighbor, and I'm going to...
But that was not an RV.
No, that's not
That
RV.
was a Sprinter.
I don't
That
care.
was a
It
car.
counts.
Listen,
He can pee in it. Does that count?
no,
It's,
well, no,
it's
it
a
has to be
conversion.
RV.
No, it's a conversion van.
I think you put something
Listen,
in there.
anybody who's buying a house right now, if you are looking to purchase a house, I want you to go to that neighborhood at least 5 days in a row and look around the house that you want to buy. Look at how many cars pass that house. Look at who's parking on that house, because there's a house I pass every day during the school year, and there's a giant RV in the tiniest little curved driveway. And I'm thinking, oh my God,
It's coming.
the neighbors must hate these people.
Yeah.
The
Call
RV is so
HOA.
big it almost covers the front of the house.
311. You can
Well,
call
the
311.
worst is they park it, and then their house is 3 down. They don't even park in
no.
front of
Oh,
their
they park in front of your house.
No.
Idiots. That's what's going to happen to Ryan. Ryan's getting an RV, guys.
No.
On
the
kidding.
road
Okay.
again.
So my cousin up in Pennsylvania won a radio contest. He won an RV, and they're like, "Hey, we can come on down." I'm like, "I don't think you can park that in the driveway."
That's pretty good radio
That's a
giveaway.
great. Yeah, we're not.
I never give away an RV.
We haven't given away an RV. Yeah, it's like I'm.
Is it the kind you can drive, or is it the kind that you pull?
Oh, that's
The
a fifth wheel is what you pull. There's
Yeah. Is it one
Yeah,
of
no,
those, or
I
is
think
it?
I think it's just an RV. You're like,
You drive it.
I heard the audio. You've won an RV, and he's like, "Wow, this is awesome."
Del Monte, or whatever the guy with the monkey in the commercial. Del Monde, or whatever.
What's that one?
You ever see that guy?
Del Monte's the
No,
pineapple.
Demontron.
The Montron, or
They
something
have
like
a
that.
monkey on their shoulder?
The guy also has a monkey. It's not even a real monkey. It's like it's computerized, like
Oh, it's a
CGI.
CGI
really?
monkey.
It's not even on. It's not
Well,
even a
there
real
ain't
monkey.
nothing
So,
beating Alan Helfman's karate videos in his Jeep place.
it's like,
So you're
hey,
saying
I love your Jeeps there, but buddy,
it's like a CGI, like Planet of the Apes type.
yeah, I'm gonna
monkey?
pull it up here. I'm gonna show it to you. Whenever I watch the Rockets game, this commercial will be on for RVs. I guess a lot of RV people watch Rockets games, and they like monkeys.
That's a
Because they
big
put monkey-
demographic. The
It's just a
RV
monkey on his
buyer
shoulder, but
is
it's
a
not. It's
basketball
not
fan.
really.
It's not really there.
They did the video, and then they just put it on there.
CGI'd that crap.
Made me think about it, I guess.
If you want to see a cute little team of monkeys on stage this weekend at Pride, Sam and I are hosting New Faces of Pride starting at noon till 6 p.m. And then we will jump off stage and go down to the parade. So that's downtown in front of City Hall.
Wait, you're on stage from noon to 6?
On and off. We'll bring on the bands, and then we have the VIP room with the AC in City Hall.
And
for
you're
us
going to
to
record this, right? And we can play the game. Did Sam pronounce it right or wrong?
Oh yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah.
You're such a jerk.
Wait, you're
I'm
announcing the
never
floats?
going to get asked back
I don't think so.
again.
No, the
I think
bands.
the
We're doing
floats.
the bands this year.
Okay, the bands. We can still play the game.
The following weekend is announcing the floats for Pride 365.
Mount Mushmore.
I know I'm gonna Mount Mushmore. I'm so excited, y'all. That was the first Pride I've ever been to, and it's really like
And now you're gonna be part of it, like-
yeah, it's a
Well,
full
you better
circle
not. You better be
moment
on your
for me.
best behavior and not drink anything, because there are so many float names. You got to get it all right.
Baby, I'm gonna take a shot of tequila. I don't care.
You go to the VIP room right behind
We've
you.
been
Yeah.
working on this float forever, Ahmad. You messed up the name.
I'm gonna be like, what is his name? KRB? I don't know.
Again, YMCA. How do I say that?
If you missed what happened on Real and Ryan's Roses, we had an update with Nicole and Adam. They were both on the phone to tell us the aftermath of the weekend after that phone call on Thursday. Get the recap and the update next on the Real and Ryan Show.